welcome to another Banter podcast. Bids and Lenny with you. Bids, how are you?
Good, Lenny. How are you? Especially now, Lenny. Well, first of all, Lenny, congratulations. You're now a married man.
Off the market.
Off the market, officially.
So,
ladies,
those emails that have come in recent days, I apologise. I'm not going to respond to them.
Forward them to me. But, Lenny, not long after your wedding.
No, just a couple of weeks.
First of all, do you feel any different?
Not at all.
No. Just the same?
It's exactly the same. Which goes back to the point of why do we even bother getting married?
Or to spend a lot of money on all your friends and family?
Oh, and let me tell you, it is a lot of money.
I bet it is
a lot of money.
Yeah, well, you cut back on dinner tonight.
Pretty much no complaints about the wedding, other than the cost of it.
Well, yeah.
And you know I like to complain. So I couldn't complain
It's your
about
favourite pastime, isn't it?
It is one of my favourites, just having a little mini complain about things in life.
It is.
The wedding day, superb.
Yeah, it was.
Weather was a bit crap.
It was, but as...
Watch me sneak in a few complaints over the course of this podcast.
I know. What have so many people said to me, though, is, but it was a little bit overcast, and, but photos are so much better when it's overcast.
Now, we've just been through the photos.
About 7 people
Everyone says that to me. Oh, you don't want it to be sunny in your photos? Well, I've got to say, I'm not sure I agree with that.
You want a little ray of sunshine on my face in those photos?
Well, you didn't really need it.
I didn't compare the rest of the groomsmen.
Now, I think we might have talked pre-wedding about my tan plan and what I was going to do.
Yeah, so your tan plan, you were actually...
contemplating a spray tan.
Yeah.
Well, no, the tan plan was... and you
which is amazing.
You advised me on this. Get to Byron, which is where we went, Byron Bay, Australia, beautiful part of the world, sunny, warm weather, much warmer than Melbourne at this time of the year.
Can I just say, well done in picking Byron for the wedding location.
Yeah, if you're looking for a wedding, guys.
All right.
Go to Byron.
Good.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
We'll get on to the benefits of being in Byron later on in the podcast. But the tan plan was, according to you, and you helped me set the tan plan in motion.
I did. The tan plan is an important part of the wedding plan, the tan plan.
Well, most females go and get a tan, like a spray tan, for the wedding.
Of course. They're glowing.
Now, I felt a bit left out in this, and I thought, well, why can't I be tan too?
True. And what's your background, Lenny?
Oh, well, I'm Anglo-Saxon white.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Quite white.
Oh, I'm pasty. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying, you're not naturally... bronzed.
I need a genuine full-length summer to acquire a decent tan.
Yeah, and then you can get one after quite some time.
Definitely do. My tan plan requires a full summer.
But 4 days leading up to a wedding,
we're in November.
You need a tan plan.
We're entering summer, and I needed a tan plan.
You need a tan plan.
Right. So the tan plan was, as according to you, get to Byron, time on the beach,
soak it up.
Just get some sun into you on the beach. You suggested I go with like a SPF 4 or coconut oil or something like that.
I'd say coconut oil, yeah.
I elected not to go down that path.
Still should.
Mostly because it's just a terrible idea. So I think I went too much. I think I went plus 30 or plus 50, which is a bit too strong.
15 max, mate.
50,
Come on.
So I stuffed it up.
That's my recommendation.
I stuffed it up.
You went outside the guidelines.
So came to the day of the spray tans and I backed out, so I didn't get a spray tan. So
well, that's a good option though.
What, not getting one?
You're not getting a spray tan. What are you thinking? The only time you've ever got one is we did one for the banter a few years ago. A competition with you.
I looked amazing.
Yeah, you were in some paper G-string or something, a clear G-string, which I had to watch you. It was appalling while I was filming.
Anyway, so I didn't go down the path. But in the photos, we've just been through the wedding photos with the overcast conditions. You look exceptionally tan compared to myself and the other groomsmen as well.
Well, you guys are very white, yeah.
It's because you spend 19 hours a day in the sun.
Yeah, but I obviously bronze up pretty easy compared to the rest.
19 days.
You guys.
It's because you're all
German blood in my background. It's
because German. What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I don't know. Don't Europeans tan easier or something?
Where have you heard that?
What's it about Irish, English sort of background over here, especially with a few of the others in the wedding party?
Yeah.
They're as white as ghosts in there compared to me.
Look, nothing Photoshop can't fix.
That's true. Some great photos there, Lenny.
Anyway, so the wedding. Well, what did you think of the night?
Oh, it was so fun. Yeah, it really was. It couldn't have gone better.
Does it make you want to get married any sooner?
No, what it does... any sooner... No, what it does,
any sooner than in the next decade,
I think you're just in such a good mood the whole night, and it stirs up emotions, and you're having fun, and you just... It's just very lovey, you end up loving everyone there, even people you don't know that well. It's just it's a love fest, it's...
Did you find love on the night?
No.
You didn't. I know you didn't. No, I was just sort of share with our banter listeners. You know.
Now, you did tear up, Len.
I did, yeah.
And so did Shell. And to be honest, I think 90% of people did tear up in
Yeah, it was very emotional. I was
the
surprised just how full on it becomes.
Yeah. Did you expect that?
Not really. I didn't think so.
What was the moment where it really hit you? But the whole, I guess, the emotion of it all.
Oh, I think seeing her for the first time when she came down the hill.
Yeah. To be honest, that hit me. Yeah.
Yeah. You had a few tears?
Yeah, I was welling up. Yeah, it's tough, I think. You don't expect it, but it hits you.
Now, if you look over the course of the wedding, it is mostly about the women.
It is.
Yeah. So it's sort of like a party for the woman, really.
Yep.
Because, man, we're just there.
We're there, yeah. We're just doing our part.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, you did well in your speech. I've got to give you credit on your speech.
Yeah, went okay.
A few little personal jobs my way, which you got to expect that.
That's why I was mentioning earlier about your favourite pastime is complaining.
No, I know. And
that was
that got a few laughs. Now, in your speech, and in my speech as well, I found...
Well, your speech was your speech was a little bit longer, and you had... The thing is that you had more of a duty, because you had to thank so many people, and, you know, it's I guess that's your number one responsibility in
to go down the thank you path.
Yeah.
But in that, I tried to weave a few jokes in at the start. Now, I don't know if you found this in your speech, but when you're doing a speech and you're writing it, you're thinking, that's not bad. I reckon that'll get a few laughs.
Yeah, got them here.
Yeah, this is a beauty.
This will bring the house down. Get them early. Get them going.
Get them rolling in the aisles early with a bit of laughter. Mm-hmm. Now, when you've delivered the line, and I found this, I've delivered the line.
Waiting.
Nothing happening.
Last will come soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Nothing happened. But say something innocuous like it was just a normal part of the speech, which I thought, that's just sort
another
of
throwaway
that's just getting you through to the next joke.
Yeah.
But they've laughed at the bit that's getting you through rather than the actual...
Hysterically, yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I know. It's the exact same thing with my speech. The things I thought were going to be absolutely hilarious, that, you know, my real big hitters, my big liners, they didn't actually bring the house down. It was the other stuff. So, I guess, you know, it's a tough thing. The thing about the speech, though, Len, I was pretty comfortable up there, but beforehand, just the pressure. Like, I would have had maybe 30, 40 people come up to me, you know, in the leading hour or two before it, just saying, oh, you know, your speech, better be good, a lot of pressure, big best man.
I've heard a rumour that you were probably the most nervous you've ever been.
Who said that?
I've just heard that from a couple of sources.
Okay, yeah, righto. I was
top three most nervous?
Probably top three most nervous, but as I said, when I was up there, I knew I was going to be fine. But when I was up there, I was comfortable. When I was speaking,
it's the preamble.
Absolutely comfortable. But just before it, the build-up, it was just everyone. So I think I even snapped at one of the wedding guests saying, "All right, F, you know, I'm all right, F off."
Yeah, you told him to go away.
Not quite, but it was about the fifth time that he came up. This person. So.
Now, presents and cards are an interesting one.
Did you get a few good ones?
Well, didn't get one from you.
You should have.
So just wondering...
Got delivered the other night with...
right, yeah. So just wondering did you send a card? Because I didn't get the card either.
That's in my bag, actually. Yeah, that's
coming. We've obviously got to write thank you cards to everyone.
I haven't seen Shell and you at the same time since, so I'm waiting to see both of you.
Well, probably you normally give the card on the day, or the tradition is
you want to lug it up there for you to lug it back.
The card.
Yeah.
Traditionally, you normally
get thousands.
You normally get the presents before the wedding. Traditionally,
okay.
If you're going in a go away wedding, you know.
So. Yeah. Well, after, same thing, isn't it?
Just on the presents.
Go on.
Now, presents. We've received a few. We received a few pre-wedding and a few post-wedding as well, and some lovely gifts from lots of people. But wedding presents, they're mostly female focused, really, aren't they?
Were yours then?
Well, vases, towels, candle holder, bowls. They're female presents, really.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
So it's for a guy, it's hard to be excited about those presents, so to speak.
Did you get any presents that were more male specific, do you think?
Not really.
No?
Oh, well, I'm happy with the present you guys got us. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I did get you a present then.
Well... supposedly.
What do you mean, mate?
Your name is on the present.
Yeah, we planned it while we were up there.
Yeah, while you're up there. Good you planned it while you're up there.
I mean, beforehand.
And I'm glad that's on tape.
I'll let that one slip. Stressful times, I think.
I can understand. Look, that's fine.
Yeah.
To be fair, we didn't expect any presents, and we were very happy to get some.
We didn't have a
presents.
registry, actually.
No, we didn't have a registry.
Yeah.
And obviously that made life difficult for a lot of people.
That's true.
So, look, we're very happy with what we got and how the whole wedding panned out.
Byron, Lenny, obviously one of the best places in Australia and probably the world, really.
Superb place.
Superb place.
What was your favourite part of Byron?
Well, just the beaches. I think the first jump in the ocean it was amazing. Also like the backpackers there.
The tourists. Let's call them the tourists.
Yeah, they call them the tourists.
So, interesting question. This came up in discussion, and
people.
obviously there's a lot of talk about me getting married. The last few days of being a non-married man in the build-up to the wedding, and we were walking past a group of young, let's just call them Swedish backpackers.
Definitely Swedish.
Or they might have been German or wherever they were from. And the question came up: why do accents make girls hotter? Now they weren't absolute 10 out of 10s.
No.
But they were standard 6, 7-ishes. Would you say 6 or 7s?
Giving them a number. Well, they probably jumped up a couple of notches though.
And then we heard the accent. We're going, well, they're an 8.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a minute. Because you instantly turn. That's what
exactly.
happens. Yeah. Because it's exotic. It's from a foreign exotic place.
So
which is
an
the
accent
worst place ever.
Accent just makes a girl hotter. Is that? Do you reckon that works the same for girls looking at guys?
Yeah. It's like the superpower. Well, look, we know this, Len. If an Australian goes overseas, if Australians in Europe or States or we used to know this.
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you put on just an extra, I don't know, like a bulletproof jacket or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about this.
You've grown an extra, a couple inches or something.
You're no longer the norm. You're the one standing out.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it really is the same in Australia.
So you enjoyed your time in Byron?
Yeah, loved it. And you, of course, I'm sure.
Yeah, what I enjoy about when you've got a big group of people on the beach and things like that is the little games that develop, like the sports games that develop out of nowhere.
True.
I just enjoy that a lot. I actually had one when we came back here to the house. Got a new game that I'd like to introduce to you. We just developed it because there was nothing going on. We were just sort of kicking the football back and forward to each other. Soccer ball, sorry.
Yeah.
We just developed a game out of it. Amazing how the game, and all of a sudden the intensity that goes into that game is incredible.
Guys love that.
And points, we started a point scoring system, then rules were being made up,
Yeah.
what you were allowed to do and what you weren't allowed to do.
Next thing you know, in 50 years we'll be in the Olympics.
It was an incredible game. Basically, it was one-touch football. Now, it doesn't sound that exciting, but you had a little court that you had to play in.
When am I playing? Why wasn't I here? What happened?
The intensity was huge. And it was that week when we came back from Byron, and I had my friends from overseas. I was playing with my English friends. And,
which was just recently. Right?
Just last week?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm just sort of giving the references.
What are you talking like it was ages ago?
Well, it does feel like ages ago. Anyway, so we played this game, but because it was raining all week in Melbourne, we thought, we need to play the game, because we played it in like a patch where it wasn't raining. And we just thought one day, we need to play that game. So we just went and played in the rain for about an hour and a half. Played
Loved
the game. When you score a point, it's huge,
You can
and
put
the rules
on the Banter's Facebook page, and you can maybe show me after.
Superb game. We'll go and play after this.
Yeah, love to.
Wonderful stuff. One quick one finishing on Byron for you was the flight home. Yeah, we flew home on about 3 days after the wedding, and I flew home with Shell and Charlie, obviously, and Bids and I, you and I have
That's me.
Yeah, you and I have obviously talked extensively about the idea of when you're on a flight and the chances of having a glamour come up and sit next to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in the check, boarding the plane. So
and the fact that it doesn't really ever happen. Like, you think,
very slim.
When you're travelling by yourself, imagine if an absolute glamour's on sat next to me.
Let's be honest here, Len. We are not the only ones who have thought about this.
No, not at all.
Because people are going, yes, okay, guilty.
Ultimately, you're stuck on a plane for
girls do it as well.
however many hours, and you sit there and you think, gee, I've struck jackpot here. I've got 12 hours next to this absolute babe. So let's see what happens. Now, how awkward is this going to be? Well, we sat down and Charlie's on our laps because we didn't have a seat for him because he's under the age, so we don't need a seat.
Is he though?
Well, he was. For this trip.
Yes. Well played. Keep going.
Anyway, so we're in 2 seats, and so there's a seat next to me, and I've got the middle seat of the row of 3. Shell's got Charlie on his lap, our lap, and I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Swatting up, sitting down next to me, Annika from Sweden.
Annika from Sweden.
Yep.
Wow. You actually got her name?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As she sits down, Shell gives me the biggest elbow ever going. She just raises her eyebrows at me and go, "How do you like that, babe?"
Good on her. I love it that she pointed it out.
She was all over it, and I'm looking at her. I'm just going, "How's my luck? 2 days married for the first time ever."
It's actually happened.
It's actually
30
happened.
years after, yeah.
So Annika's sitting next to me, and we're chatting, and Charlie's on my lap, and she's, then a bit of interplay with Charlie. He's very sort of, as you've discovered, Bids, when we've been out for a coffee, he sort of is good for that interplay with,
He's a winner.
With the people next to you.
Yeah.
She's engaged. "Hi, what's your name?" "Hi, I'm Annika." So that's how we got to
Show my sister. Yeah.
Bit of an accent as well.
I missed that one.
I did. Show my sister. I got it. Joking. Some just his uncle.
Looking after a little fella, yeah.
Anyway, so I just thought I'd tell that story because I thought you'd enjoy that one.
No, I did. Do you know what? Actually, what I found flying home, Lenny, which I made it, I think, about 2 minutes before my flight, mad dash. Thanks for driving me there, by the way.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Made up good time, as you always do. I mean, it's boiling hot outside when I left, but the inside of the plane and then the following train that I caught home after from the airport.
Did you get a train in Melbourne?
In Melbourne, yeah, Skybus.
No one picked you up?
No, it was late. Yeah, it was a disaster.
Tears?
From me?
Yeah, I'd be angry.
I wasn't happy. Yeah.
You had a committed person to pick you up, didn't you?
Cancelled late doors.
They pulled out?
Yeah.
What was their commitment, do you know?
Her commitment, because you know who it was. Probably Pilates.
Pilates?
Well, who knows? That's been one before, so anyway.
I'd be fuming.
Absolutely roasted.
She doesn't listen anyway. So
no, never listen.
It's very safe. For banter fans out there, she's the sort of person who goes, "How's the banter going?"
Yeah, the banter.
It must be going great. Did you listen lately? No,
actually. Yeah,
haven't listened.
That. Yeah.
Anyway, so
it never reflects what's going on outside. So I'm in shorts, thongs. I was actually in a singlet when I got on the plane. Get on the plane. It's hot outside. It's 30 degrees. I'm freezing. Icy cold plane. I'm shivering by the end of the trip. I get on the bus again. On the train on the way back, going home from the airport. Freezing again. Can't they get the temperature kind of right? I mean, it's summer. I know everyone wants to be, cool when they go inside.
When they do air conditioning, they overdo air conditioning.
Well, they smash it. They absolutely overdo it. I thought of you straight away because I thought you'd relate to this.
I do relate to it, but also
I've gone from summer outside to winter.
You've caught flights before, haven't you?
I've got flights.
Everyone knows that it's always colder on the plane.
I know, but
often you need a jumper on the plane. It's
I had a jumper with me, in my carry-on because I'm an experienced traveller. But can't they just try and reflect? Okay, so it's 30 outside. We're not going to make it 16 in here.
I don't see.
Let's make it like
21. Room temperature.
22, perhaps.
What's the point of having?
Freezing.
What's the point of having a designated temperature like room temperature if you're never going to actually replicate room temperature?
Absolutely, room temperature is used for everything. Let's have it.
Yeah,
Lenny. Just another thing.
It's a good point.
It's a good point. Often when you go to a cafe, and we were at a cafe up in Byron actually, and there's a few of us there, and the table next to us, quite nearby, had just a delicious bowl of fruit. And now this was barely touched. I think it was Annika's sister probably up there. So Annika's sister's having maybe she had a piece of watermelon. Had every fruit under the sun, delicious, right? Anyway, she had about 2 bits and left the whole platter there.
Well, there was yogurt in the middle. She's had the yogurt.
And some beautiful crushed nuts, I think, around there too.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, we know because, basically, what's the etiquette when it comes to delicious, amazing food that hardly gets touched and it's just sitting there?
And they've left the restaurant.
And left the restaurant and it's about to be thrown away.
Well, I explored that option.
Yes. What'd you do?
I asked the waitress. She was about to take it away.
Charlie's pointing at the fruit, mind you.
Yeah, Charlie wanted it, definitely. Yeah. And I've just said, excuse me, can we have that? Because...
So you've gone and taken her fruit?
I said, well, you're only going to throw it in the bin, aren't you? She said, yeah. So I said, well, we'll eat it.
Now, is that
I think that's fine. Well, I don't know. Was it frowned upon? I think it was perfectly acceptable.
Eating someone else's
we ate pretty much
their table.
We ate the rest of the fruit.
They hardly touched it and left.
Yeah, we ate the rest of the fruit. Tell you what, this is what I would definitely do if I became. I've thought about this a lot for some reason. I don't know why. If I ever became homeless,
I've
thought about if you're thinking, still a chance to get back on my feet, just need to work it out the next few days, I'd go to restaurants and just hover around the empty food scraps. People waste a lot of food in restaurants.
They waste heaps.
And I wouldn't hang around. It's not McDonald's I'm hanging around. I'm hanging around the delicious restaurants.
You'd be full.
These are rich people that are going, I can't have any more than this for my personal trainer.
I'm on a diet.
My personal trainer will yell at me. So I would hang around there. Just quaff a bit of food extra.
I wonder if anyone else of our banter listeners have done that. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. They're probably not game enough.
So were you embarrassed, or did you think it was okay?
To be honest, I was a little embarrassed because only because I thought, in terms of like social etiquette, that's not what you do. But I really wanted to do it. And I was so glad they actually got the platter because we all had some. There was about 8 or 9 of us at the table. We all dug in. And little Cha-Cha loved it.
Well, this brings me on to another point on food and eating out with people, the group of people, and sharing banquet meals. And banquets, and let's just get a sharing meal, all of us.
Yeah.
And you go out for a
very
meal.
Common.
Yeah, very, very common. Particularly if you're going for your Asian fare, you tend to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Asian, Indian.
A lot of these Australian fusion, like the fusion restaurants now do it.
Plenty of fusion rubbish going
on. They love it in the fusion.
No, they're good, but fusion here, fusion there.
Oh, just fusion between different types, and just get little sampler plates of each one.
It's a bit wanky, but tasty.
Very delicious food.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a bit of an issue with it. So, the problem is when you have a banquet, you have a sharing banquet, it's ultimately a race for the good stuff.
It is, yeah.
So, because you're only getting little plates, you're not getting big enough portions for everyone to have a go necessarily. But there's enough food for everyone, but it's not enough food of each item, so to speak.
True.
So it's a race for the good stuff. So say, what would be good stuff? Like some calamari, perhaps? Or
butter chicken if you're Indian.
Butter chicken if you're... Yeah. Not if you're Indian, but if you're eating Indian.
If you're Indian, so if you're going Indian.
Whatever.
Perhaps the massaman curry or something.
Whatever it might be. Or say it's something that's more like picky. Like spring rolls, say for example.
Yeah, spring rolls.
So there's only 6 of them and maybe you're at a table of 8 for whatever reason.
Well, you want to hustle a spring roll, surely.
Well, it's a race for the good stuff.
But do you know what you need to do?
Problem.
You need someone to break the ice and they dig in first and you got to get in second so you don't look like the eager, greedy one.
No, I always go first.
Of course you do. That's not a surprise.
But my point is you always miss out on something. You always miss out on something good. It's annoying. And the other one is at the end. So say there's a plate where it was the good stuff and for whatever reason it has been a little bit left. You're thinking, I wouldn't mind seconds of that. It's pretty good. Yeah, and I'm sure there's other people at the table. Of course. And they're all going, wouldn't mind seconds of that. Yeah, that was really good.
It's a polite off.
It's a polite off.
It's a polite off.
It is definitely a polite off. Everyone's sort of sitting there waiting, just leaving and going, is anyone going to take this at all?
Yeah, but then there's the question that inevitably comes. Oh, would anyone like more of this?
Yeah.
And because that person really wants that.
They've gone first.
Yeah, so does anyone want any more? Because they're hoping that everyone in their politeness is going to go, oh, no, I'm fine, I'm full. Oh, no, you have it. Are you sure? Yeah, then if someone actually goes like you, then you go, no, I'll have some for sure.
I'll have some.
Yeah.
And then you've lost out.
Yeah, but
you've gone the offer to raise the attention to the fact that it's a little bit left.
Because you're dying for that little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone's just gone, actually, if it's going, I'll have it.
Yeah, and they just go with it. Yeah. But you're really hoping that they're polite enough and they just go, no, I'm okay, you have it.
I think you need to step it up and just go, I'll just sneakily have
this last
little bit.
I'm having this.
I'm having that last little bit there.
Yeah. Well, if that's just sitting there.
Yeah, exactly right. Bids, we might just leave it there, I reckon.
Yeah, mate. Good stuff.
Another potty done and run.
Congratulations, the wedding potty.
It was a bit of a post-wedding potty. When are you getting married now? Do you know?
When I find my suitable...
When you're at the wedding, just to finish up, did you think, I could see myself here...
Yeah.
When?
What?
Then?
Well,
ever?
Yeah, no, of course.
Ever?
In a few years, yeah.
In a few years?
Yeah, I mean, who knows. These aren't things that you can rush into, though,
No, they're not.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll see you next time.
See you then.